Welcome back to the show, guys. You got your host, Yussef. I'm right here. I have my boy. You know what? We're redoing that whole thing, bro, to be honest, bro.
What?
Walla's about to say
Hold
David
on,
diabetes.
just Daoud Soukary, that's
Why?
it.
You're changing everything on me, bro.
Nobody gets
You got to give me a memo. You know what I mean?
It's
You can't
exclusive. Diabetes is exclusive.
I couldn't even do the intro properly.
Diabetes
You know what I mean?
is
You
so
threw
exclusive.
me off to that degree. You threw me off to that degree. Remember back in the days, I'm wearing the shades right now, but remember back in the days, it was so much fun. You have to wear you try to always look cool. You had a different swag going on.
This is when Jersey
So,
Shore was
you
popping.
used to wear your glasses like this.
That's
You know what I mean? Or you used to wear the glasses like this.
Yeah.
I remember we were so ridiculous. We were wearing the glasses like this, bro.
I feel like you'd have to
And then by the time you finish talking, the whole thing is full of gunk, eh? Because you're literally, it's just hot breath the whole time. You know what I mean?
All right. I'll do another clap.
No, this is us. Keep it rolling, bro.
Hold on, that's it.
We're rolling. Keep it rolling.
Talk, bro. Go.
Keep it rolling, guys. You know what I mean? This whole episode's going to be one big blooper
Yeah,
at this point.
you're taking diabetes and as if someone just bought one movie ticket and you're letting the whole neighborhood inside, fam. Exclusive.
That's
Only
actually
exclusive.
terrible of you.
It's only 3 or
That's
4
terrible.
people. That's
That's
it.
terrible. That should be like a stage name, you know what I mean?
Hell no. No
Okay,
stage
fine.
names.
Daoud Soukary, guys.
Government name only. I don't do
That's
nicknames.
it. You know, a couple things. I wanted to touch on some topics today. You know, I think I've been watching a lot of TikTok nowadays.
Yeah.
By the way, biggest disease. It's amazing. But man, I spend so much time on TikTok. It's
That's
unbelievable.
That's bad.
I'll shower with TikTok. I even have a case.
That
I have
5 minute
a case that's
that
waterproof.
that 5 minute toilet session turns into half an hour.
Bare minimum. My legs go numb.
I deleted the app.
I'm just taking a piss. That's it. I'm not even, not even a number 2. I'm just taking a piss.
Yeah, I can't.
50 minutes, bro. I'm like, yo, my legs are numb. I get up. I need a crutch. You know what I mean?
I found myself, it really hit me when my phone sent me that notification. You know how it lets you know how much time you've been spending on your phone?
No.
You don't have that?
No. I don't
Okay,
want
well,
to
iPhone-
I don't want to be in reality.
Okay, well, my phone lets me know, and I think I downloaded TikTok, and then after a month or two, hit me with like your phone usage has gone up like 25%, and I was like,
You
what?
actually, you use those metrics? You follow those metrics?
Yeah, it just shows you how many hours you really spend, and that's why I deleted the app. It's too much, but you just end up scrolling forever.
You know what's crazy though? I remember I find a lot of young men nowadays, they're watching a lot of TikTok. TikTok is great. You know what? I'll be honest. Social media platform in itself is a fantastic tool, especially if you want to learn different things.
The key word that you used just now was tool, though.
Exactly.
If it's not a tool,
The problem I find is I think everybody is they're taking every advice completely literal, and they're not allowing the time for them to grow as a human being. Because you always have every single thing in life you do.
Yeah.
Everything takes time for you to grow into it, right? I had a guy literally sitting in your chair because sometimes I do the interviews.
Sitting right over here.
Yeah. Sometimes I do my, what are you getting offended, bro? Let me get there. Jeez. Sometimes what I do is I do job interviews where you are, right? So instead of just being in my office, they get really, really intimidated.
Yeah.
CEO sitting at his desk. I got this massive black gold painting,
Yeah, all good.
Exactly. You gotta look proper, So anyways, I had this young man sitting where you were.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. Anyways, we're having a chat, and then he applied to be he applied for the canvasser position.
Okay.
Right? So whenever the guys are working in a certain neighborhood, we have canvassers that go out, pitch our services to the neighbors and stuff like that. It's pretty good for them anyways because they save on the prep cost because, the transportation for the trailers, all that other stuff. Exactly. It's like a value of like $400 or $500 they save right off the bat, right? Yeah. So anyways, and we're doing amazing work. So this guy applied. He wants to be a canvasser. The guy's 19 years old. Okay. Comes in all enthusiastic. I was very happy to see the enthusiasm, We start sitting down. We're starting to chat. Bro, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable, bro.
Like
I'm looking at this man like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Oh, no way. It was bad.
I swear to God, it was terrible. I looked at him dead center through the interview. I said, listen, man. You clearly watch too much TikTok. I'm not even saying this is a joke. I'm laughing about it now, but at that time I was just annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you clearly watch too much social media or TikTok where you're getting all these big gurus that, let's say, first of all, half the gurus are fake, half the other ones are real.
Yeah.
God knows which one's real anymore, which one's fake. That's a fact.
So this guy came in like, I'm alpha.
I'm telling you. Forget about the alpha part. Sure, you know what? Listen, winners don't make excuses. They produce results.
That's a fact.
That's my world. You know what I mean? But the crazy part is the guy had no sales background. Zero.
I know.
Zero sales background.
It's that helium confidence.
He comes... First of all, listen, if you're going to pitch yourself, sell yourself to your employers. Everybody has the wrong notion. Right?
Yeah.
Even if it's sales, a lot of people don't understand personality and who you are and your values and what you stand for actually play a massive role. And whether an employer wants to hire you or not. First of all, as an employee that has lots of staff, one thing people fail to realize is the fact that we're investing into our staff.
Yeah.
So make it enticing for me to want to invest in you. Because regardless, you're going to have to get trained. You're going to have to learn the system, orientation, all the other stuff. And then after that, we got to get you registered with accounting for our books and payroll. And there's so many factors.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to take you on, you have to entice the employer. And I'll tell you, the magical words for employers, forget about words. You know what? We're not even here to preach words.
Yeah.
Be a man of action.
Mm-hmm.
One thing employers love is people that are coachable.
What was this guy like? Was he just
unbelievable? I'm looking you dead in the eyes right now. I'm telling you, it was a dreadful conversation.
Yeah.
The guy's 19.
Yeah.
19. Green as they come. Never had a sales job, bro. The guy was just working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Not even talking shit about anybody that works anywhere. As long as the dollar's clean, you don't got to worry about nothing.
Yep.
Right? It's like in Arabic, they say as long as the dollar's halal fi shaibi. You know, as long as you're... Anyways, I couldn't believe it.
No, shout out to McDonald's.
So I'm telling this guy, I'm like,
Fish
you know...
fillet combo.
Yeah, shout out. Well, I was 15 years old, first job. Actually, second job. I was so disappointed because I'm like, you know what? It's not the first time. It's happening a lot more. It's becoming more of a common trend. I have people coming here, the wrong attitude, the wrong this. You know what? Guys like Patrick, you know what? Shout out to Patrick Bet David. And people like Patrick Bet David. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They give you amazing advice. You know, I'm a very big fan of him anyways. I've been doing business for a long time. I just started hearing about Patrick Bet David like last year. I think the man is absolutely phenomenal, you know, and I want to make a lot of content. I want to make similar content, not similar content, but content of the same nature, but not so much into the political aspect, right? Because I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of life experiences, but I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, you know what? Why aren't people teaching coachability anymore?
Well, bro, we just live in such a different age. Like this generation is the Uber Eats generation where things just come immediately. So they want that instant gratification. You think they can be a millionaire in a month? There's no sense of like hard work.
Forget about the millionaire part. My issue nowadays is even the ones that come to you,
yeah,
they want instant gratification.
Yeah.
Nobody's willing to work for nothing.
No.
First of all, what you want to show your employer is your coachability. You're 100% coachable. You can adapt. You're looking for another home. People want to invest in somebody that wants to be there long term.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear, you know, a lot of people, they talk about, sorry, the chair's getting mad uncomfortable. A lot of people want to talk about how, you know, you're just a number at your employer. You're always expendable. That might be the case.
Depending on where you work.
Everything is depending on where
and depending on your value.
And the end of the day, whatever you do, if you have a real purpose, a real drive and a mission, it's not always about the money. The money is very good at just keeping score.
You know, it's so funny that you
mean?
say that, bro. One of my friends, his name's Theo. He's a hell of an accountant. This guy's the man. You know what I mean? In his field, he's doing really well. He was posting this book that he was reading, and it talked about practical value when it comes to money and measuring money. And practical value in the sense of, you know, measuring your wins and measuring the W's. W's being like, you know, what you're doing, whom you're doing it with, where you're doing it, and like looking at things from that scale. Because if you scale things differently, that, you know, a corporate banker that's making $500K a year was working 80 hours a week compared to, you know, guy working at, you know, I don't know, like IBM or CRA making like $50,000 a year, but he works 1/4 of the time. He has more power in the sense of what he's doing, where he's doing it, and who he's doing it with, because he has more time to actually live. And that
it's powerful.
You can look at that and you can measure things in that sort of value instead of just, you know, the numbers. Because if you're always competitive working, like if you're always, you know, repetitively working, you end up losing that drive, or you end up losing, you know, your passions, or you have to reevaluate your values and your desires because you're always working. You're right when you say this generation, or not even this generation, but just a lot of people don't want to work hard.
I'm not even talking about the younger crowd. I'm talking even the older ones.
It's everybody.
Tainted.
It's honestly everybody, bro.
Everybody's getting tainted right now with this very lazy, no work ethic.
It's what happens when there's an advancement in tech, and people become complacent. So you get things like Uber Eats and all these other applications that bring you things immediately, and so you become complacent. And so people become complacent with work. They'd rather work from home, which who wouldn't? Like if you can work from home, it's not bad. But at the same time,
I want to touch, since you just brought up that, you know what working at home did?
It changed a lot of things.
No, I'll tell you what working at home did. As an employer, I'm only speaking on the employer sense. Like, and obviously I understand what employees look like because I see them all the time, right? But all the people that worked from home, all they proved to their employers is, wow, we really don't need to have them here.
You don't.
So a lot of them, what are they doing is they're outsourcing their work.
Yeah.
I remember there was a crazy story. I don't remember the name of the company, but there's a guy. I think it was in California or Silicon Valley, and the guy was employed through a tech company, and then basically at some point the tech company thought they had a data breach. They kept having a VPN network from China ping into their server.
And it was just one of their employees.
So when they finally cracked down and they found out what it was, it pinged back to this man that hired a guy. He hired a guy in China to do his job. He sat back and did nothing. He paid the guy peanuts.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You're making $250,000 a year. You're paying the guy $10,000 max.
But see, like that gives you.
But that's what. So employers, when they found that out, they're like, "Listen, you know what? People from across the seas are smart.
Yeah.
We have this notion here in the Western society where people from India, Pakistan, China, the Emirates, Arab world, anywhere, that as if their education system is garbage. They're a third world country. They have nothing. They're very intelligent people.
You can obviously outsource your employees in that sense, but also, let's say you're an employer here. You can just get rid of your overhead and just have people from home and like barely have people in the office. Like there's so many ways to go about it and save money.
You can do that too.
That guy was smart, leveraging the fact
that was crazy, bro.
Wild.
That was nuts. I'm like, what the?
But do you see this though? Like it goes back to there being like so many different types of people. You got person A that might just work from home and just kick it, and they can either bring more value to their personal lives by doing more things, or they're just kicking at home doing nothing. Or you got person B that's leveraging that fact, and he could work another job, or he can do multiple other things.
Working at home has always been something. It was never a thing.
There's people that were working like 3 remote jobs at once and just making like
crazy.
Just caking it, man. Like maybe 2-3.
There was a guy who was making 400,000.
Yeah.
He had 3 coding jobs, and he had this system that he set up that was insane.
Yeah.
But listen, that's very specific. It's like it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
But then you have the other guys that complete. Hybrid. I've had Christina a couple times work from home last year in the storm and stuff like that. I have an office front. I need people to come here.
Yeah.
But working at home has always been a thing. Tech companies, especially if you're in tech sales, a lot of them are working from home.
Yeah.
From before this became a norm.
Yeah.
Cold calling, all the other stuff. They didn't need an office space. But you know what? I find it goes into this wheel. Look, downtown Ottawa, they had to hire a nightlife manager. The fuck is a nightlife manager? Why? Because downtown Ottawa is dead. Even the Glebe. The Glebe was supposed to be something that was super prestigious.
Yeah.
For the fact that you live downtown, you work downtown. All government. I think 70% of
it hurt the businesses.
Staff destroyed how many businesses? It's insane what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like there's pros and cons to everything. You just got to find a medium. I think hybrid's good.
Yeah, hybrid's great.
If they want to go for a hybrid model, I think that would be very good instead of full blown. Right off the bat, they'll figure out their own stuff. But my problem is nowadays you got all these young men. They're the future.
Yep.
And that's a fact. Everyone else, it's funny because even in our time, I'm going on a rant. I don't even care. I'm going on this rant.
Just let it out.
What happened was during my time, I'm 32 now, but even when I say during my time, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah. You
had all these older generations, and they used to look at you guys and they used to be like, oh, look at this new generation. They're garbage.
Yeah.
Who raised them? Who raised the new age?
That's a fact.
It's your responsibility. I'll tell you what happened. So my parents' generation and on, when they raised my parents and everybody else, they were hard on them.
Yeah.
They were hard. They raised real men, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tough men. Then what happened was they had kids of their own. And they went through their own civil wars and all this other. I don't know about Canadian culture.
Yeah.
I know about Canadian culture here, but in a sense of, but I'm talking about back home. I had my father, all these fathers, Civil War, they fled, they came here, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, they come here. What do they do? They're like, I want to give my family a better life.
Mm.
Back home, they think we grow money on trees here, right?
I know. That's actually wild.
It's wild. It's wild. How about I tell you? I had a guy, literally, I have one of my staff right now. He's from Chile.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I thought I came to Canada so I can make more money to send back home to my sister and my grandmother.
Yeah.
So I can take care of the family better. But then he realized expenses are so high here anyways. You barely have the option to do that. It's insane.
People are slaving.
But hold on 1 second, right? So you had this generation that turned all these men soft. Oh, I want to give them the life I never had and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
They kept giving the man the fish. They never taught him anymore how to fish anymore.
Yeah.
So what did they do? They started becoming weaker and weaker. They started losing real value. The morals they should stand by every single day. Morals, ethics, all that stuff, right? You can't stand for everything because then you'll die for nothing.
You know what?
I mean?
On that same note, though, like, there's so many. You're right. There's so many people that follow that train of thought and like are just getting fed, but it makes it better for guys like us and guys that follow the sense of like I gotta work hard and every day I'm trying to create value because then there's so much less competition.
You know what? Winners will always. You know what? This is a motto that because I've been in the sales world my whole life.
Yeah.
Right. The number one will always be number one. Whoever's on the top will always be at the top. It doesn't matter who they are.
Yep.
The sad part is the only reason why I'm talking about this now is because now I have a son.
Mm.
And I won't lie, I've been preaching this shit forever.
Yeah.
The problem is everybody now, they stand for nothing. They stand for nothing. They'll fall for everything. That's the problem.
If you have the right ethics at home, that's it, man. Like these people out here, let them do exactly that. Let them fall. Let them.
Yeah, but the next generation.
There's gonna be all you need is a few leaders that will lead and be progressive. Everyone else follows. So if you have people in the right place, being progressive, you
build leaders still.
And those guys are getting built. At the same time, while these other fools are just running amok, like there's other people being built, around real value and around real ethics.
Yeah, let them run amok. But I'm saying as a job for us to be leaders and mentors of the next age.
Some people don't want to be led, bro.
Hey, you know what? Then that's cheers to them. That's not my problem. But the ones that want to listen and want to go in the right direction, that's why we keep saying join the movement.
And that's you've seen this. We've seen the uprisings with like Andrew Tate, you know what I mean? And real like people just said, yo, like I want to be an actual man. I want to grow.
I agree with a lot of
running
the
away
stuff
from this like passive what they're doing in the West, making guys super passive and super whatever. Like there's been a huge uprise. So
that's a fact. You know what? When it comes down to, there's a lot of things I agree with Tate. I don't care about the stuff I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
That I do disagree with because it's not a topic of conversation, but a lot of the stuff that he says is really good. Go to the gym, get in shape, work hard. Yeah, bro, that's what we've done for thousands of years.
I know.
Why is it just changing in the last 20, 30 years?
Tate's basically on it, bro. Like, I know we talk about
Tate's on it, bro. You know what I mean? Abu Tate, bro.
Yeah, Abu Tate. He talks about, exactly that. Work hard, make your money, be in shape, be a dangerous man, take care of your women. What more what's wrong with that?
What more do you want? Exactly. I agree with a lot of that stuff.
Sure
you know what? I have no problem with anybody that hasn't, like a woman that has ambitious. Because
ambitious you want.
Look at Aisha, right? In the end of the day, she plays a big factor for a lot of us. But one thing that's the most attractive thing is a feminine woman.
Absolutely.
Very soft, very kind, very loving, very caring. There's nothing more attractive than that.
Maybe that comes from our culture and background. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with a woman, having high goals and wanting to do X, Y, Z. That's incredible. Follow that. But to say that a man should not be a man and that you don't need to be, masculine and just be passive, either. Like, it doesn't make sense.
But that's how you destroy the family, though. That's how you destroy the nuclear family.
100%.
Is by saying this whole toxic masculinity, man. History repeats itself.
Yeah.
Before the Dark Ages, they did the same shit.
100%.
And then you had the revolution.
Yeah. Right.
And then everything changed again because they tried to say that men are the creatures of devils and all the other stuff. To be honest, I think both of them are put them together, men and women. It's the most powerful driving force in the world.
100%. The family.
What are they doing?
As
they're splitting it right in the middle, and they're telling men fuck off and women fuck off. Go your own way.
Yeah.
You don't need a man, and a man doesn't need a woman. Everybody needs companionship.
100%.
I don't give a fuck how much money you have. You know how many relatives I have?
Yeah.
I'm not even that many, but to be honest, I have a couple relatives. They have everything you want.
Yeah.
One of my cousins, Billy, 6'3", has money, great looking guy, very good talker. But now he's in his 40s and he's having a tough time finding somebody that's compatible to his lifestyle.
Yeah.
Time has changed so much, but at the same time, you can't blame it on everything else.
They just
Self-accountability. Hold yourself accountable for the shit.
self-accountability, and they also like Hollywood, like you make men think, be with multiple partners. You're the man. You're dealing with 10 girls. Like, that's incredible. Like, you're the man.
Yeah.
No. And then you look at a woman and say, you don't need a man. Go work your own job and provide for yourself. And they just empower both sections. You're right, to split up the family, bro. You need that dynamic. You need a supportive, healthy dynamic where you take care of each other. And then that's the easiest way to build. You got to build.
You know what? I won't lie to you, man. I do believe in the whole don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah, 100%.
First of all, a lot of these people nowadays, they're completely desensitized. You see a lot of these marriages. You see the ones that they were virgins and they got married.
Yeah.
It's super cute, eh?
It's the best.
You're like, man, give me that. Give
I
me
know,
that. I want this relationship.
That's how you fall in love, and you just stay in love.
That's a fact. Nobody forgets the first anyways, and that's a fact. God,
bro. They throw sex around so much. Everyone's so decent, especially in the West.
It sells.
It's crazy. Yeah, everything. Even like a goddamn car commercial. You'll see like a girl in a bikini.
What do you mean?
For what?
We have the wave of the OnlyFans now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me I can go work 16 hours a day. I'm a wise guy. I can't even touch the bag like they touch?
Yeah.
At such a fast pace.
Yeah.
I think that's the saltiness of men too, eh? It's because, like, listen, this is bullshit, bro, eh? Come on, you know what I mean? I can't even make an OnlyFans and make the bag that you guys are.
No, it's crazy.
But obviously, I'm completely against OnlyFans and all that. Yeah. Keep your dignity intact. This is what I'm saying. A lot of the things that we should be touching on is the fact that a lot of this younger generation need to grow up with values.
Yeah.
Need to grow up with ethics.
People think it's old fashioned, but it's
bro,
not just
it was the way it worked for thousands of years. I'm not saying don't be progressive. But I'm saying is hold on to your values, hold on to your dignity, hold on to all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's very easy to get into that whole world, but you know,
bro, they're throwing, like you said, they're throwing sex around like crazy, and I'm pretty sure one of these ministers tried to do a vote, downtown, trying to lower the legal age of like.
Fuck off! It's already 16.
Yeah, they tried to bring it down. One of these
to what? 15, 14?
Yeah, something like that. Tried to bring it down, and everyone was like, "No."
You see what I'm saying? Society nowadays is getting fucked. Everybody
the
agrees
fact
with
that
the
it came, the
saying.
fact that it came to a vote, the fact that they even brought this and tried to pass a new age, like what's going on here?
Fact.
These kids are already super young.
That's a fact.
They're desensitized.
That's
man,
fucking disgusting, to be honest. We've come to a time that it's so volatile. I don't think anybody understands how bad it's gonna end up turning in the future. As a parent, you're a parent, bro.
That school in BC. There's a school in BC that was giving out safe snorting kits to kids in high school. This is somewhere, I think it was like Abbotsford or like Maple Ridge.
Oh yeah, because they legalized it. That's so stupid though.
But you were giving out safe snorting kits to high schoolers. That's not promoting anything healthy. That's you're making them want to do it.
I completely, honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to what you were saying. I thought I remember it was during, this is
very recent. At a high school, they were giving out snorting kits, safe snorting kits to these kids, bro.
That's insane. 9 to 12. I think it was like the condoms and sex ed.
Yeah, basically that. But now it's for like coke.
Doesn't that show you? You know what? Listen, I'll tell you something. When I was in high school, it wasn't cocaine was the thing. Maybe marijuana max.
Yeah.
You might have had a guy thought he was cool. He used to do maybe some speed here and there.
A little bit of cannabis, huh?
That's all it was, man. Now it's crazy. That's the real epidemic, man. Yeah. You hear about a lot of these designer drugs and hard drugs are actually
snorting kits. Like
that's madness. But you know what? It's scary though.
Yeah.
Imagine the thing is that they catch you with like a little bag of weed and everybody's going crazy. And now you're telling me you're gonna find your kids with cocaine, crack,
and it's legal.
That's the wild
part. They can legally, I guess maybe not under 18. I think there's probably different laws around that. But over 18, you can carry like a certain amount of cocaine on you, and it's completely legal use. It's personal use. Yeah. That's so I get that they're trying to alleviate pressure on the court system because there's probably so many cases of just individuals with mental health issues on the streets that end up doing so much drugs. And they're trying to alleviate the court system. But at the same time, legalizing this is promoting it. And now you're just adding to it. Now you're going to get dealers walking around with personal amounts and going and handling their business and just doing a little back and forth.
That's
like, it's promoting a lot of different things, and it's difficult to watch because this shift is going to migrate from the west end of BC, and it's going to just come all
right
across.
here. It's a trickle.
It's going to hit the plains, bro. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, bro. Those places, there's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of people on drugs. So their governments are probably going to say, hey, we need to do that exact same thing.
But it's not working though. They already came out with the stats. The overdose statistic is up by like 500%.
So yeah,
500% or something ridiculous.
Well,
I have to watch the stat again.
When they go to these safe sites and they get their drugs shot and they can do it on a regular basis, they're just gonna want to up the dosage, and they're just gonna do it on their personal time, and they're gonna have lineups out of these safe sites. They're gonna just do it themselves. Like,
That's a fact.
it's a scary thing to see, man. I wonder what's gonna be like in 20 years.
One thing I want to say for all young men that are watching the movement, I want them to join the movement for a reason. Because my advice to them, it's going to carry them to a road to success. And our advice is always going to carry them to a road to success. My biggest thing for them is find mentors.
Yeah.
Stop wasting it. I've wasted my time in the streets the same way everybody's wasted their time in the streets and all the things that you can waste your time on. It made you into a different type of man. Fine.
Yeah.
But it's such bullshit. It's such a fake statement because they're like, oh, you know what? If I could change what I did, whatever in the past.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, because it made me the man I am. Bullshit. As a young man, find yourself a mentor.
Yeah. Positive influences.
Bro, this is the whole point of your. Absolutely. Everyone looks at a lot of my generation and older used to talk a lot of shit about social media.
Yeah.
Utilize it for the right ways. Find the right people. And that's it. Look for mentors. I'm willing to mentor people. I mentor people on a daily basis now. I'm willing to mentor people.
At the end of the day, you want to be around people that are trying to make a positive impact and are going to benefit you. You know, you are a product of your environment. You really are.
100%. But the thing is that what I'm saying to you is this. When they said, oh, I wouldn't change the past because it made me into the man I am.
Yeah.
You can find a guy like me that has all that life experience.
Yeah. That
can literally sit down with you. That can tell you everything.
Yeah.
That you can learn from. That was actually something I learned from your cousin Ala. Ala is a genius. I don't care what anybody says. Genius. I love Ala.
Yeah,
Ala is a genius. He literally told me, this is a while ago, long time ago. He said, why would I? And I thought the same way.
Yeah.
He's like, why would I sit there for 20 years trying to learn something if I can just hire somebody that has 20 years worth of experience
and absorb that
and absorb it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's exactly what I've been saying this whole time.
You don't have to be part of the
sense. Yeah. Exactly. The thing is everyone thinks that, oh, you know what? Being part of the streets is cool. Listen to these new rappers. First of all, a lot of the rappers back in the days used to frown upon like designer drugs.
Yeah.
And then you have guys like Future and everybody that are only talking about popping perks.
You guys are all pill poppers.
It's crazy,
these kids are pill poppers.
Man.
It's these perky heads. It's actually sad. They think it's cool. Like how and man, I've mentioned this to somebody before. I'm like, you're not a drug dealer. You're a head. Yeah. You're selling drugs just to go buy drugs yourself.
That's he broke the 10 crack commandments Biggie made.
You think you're a drug dealer? You're somebody else's crackhead, bro. What are you talking about? You're a pill popper. As soon as you get your money, you go buy pills.
That's right.
Like you're a user, you know, and it's sad. All these guys that are trying to flaunt this lifestyle, you yourself are a user. Do you not understand that? I see half these kids in these areas and it's just so demoralizing and it's sad.
You know, a lot of
so much potential.
A lot of these so-called dealers too, eh?
Yeah.
You know, they literally make McDonald's wages or a little bit more than McDonald's. They think the prestige is cool.
You're risking like 5 to 10 years for
Find a mentor.
Find a mentor.
Fuck the drug dealing. Fuck all that garbage.
Go get your bachelor's.
Exactly. Because
learn some French. Get a job. You're risking 5 to 10 years for a McDonald's wage. You're not driving a Ferrari. You're not driving a Benz. You're driving some sort of Hyundai Sonata, and you're running from the feds. There's no point. Like,
it's crazy.
Like, what are you doing? I actually don't understand.
Find a mentor. Learn how to live life, the tenets of life, how to be successful.
Well, Yussef, you know what's
how
funny?
To be the best version of you.
This was a couple years ago. I saw some Bayshore kids. I remember I was parking up beside Bayshore Public School, and I see all these like little kids just trying to grill me as I'm parking up. And I get out and I look at them and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys looking at? Yeah. And they look closer and they're like, oh, dude, what's going on, bro? And I'm like, what's going on? Talk to me.
Diabetes, yeah.
No, diabetes. No, that's definitely not what it's but, I'm like, what are you guys up to? You know, what's going on? It's been years. How you guys doing? Oh, we're out here. You know what I mean? We're doing 1-2. You know how it is. We're on the grind. I'm like, are you on the grind? Are you? what do you do with this money? You just buy designer? Like, do you have a corporation? Do you even launder this? Like, what do you even do with this money? Is this usable? Do you have a house? Like, I see you guys wearing all this LV and all this Gucci, and it looks good, but do you guys even have a corp? Like, what do you do with this money?
They're not doing nothing with the
What
money.
are you driving? A rental?
They don't even have that kind of money. A lot of them, they buy fake designer shit.
Yeah. Or they're getting a rental, they're going and getting the rental tinted, and then they're taking it off when they're done, and that's it.
Oh,
What are you doing with your money? And these kids are looking at me like a corp? What do you mean? Like, I'm like, listen, man, like, why are you risking going to jail for a long time and you're not even living some sort of lifestyle that's like unattainable? Like, how you're living is very attainable if you went to McDonald's and worked full time, or went to Walmart and worked full
I'm
time.
telling you, I've seen it firsthand about $1 billion times.
So get a bachelor's.
A lot of these guys actually make less than a McDonald's
Yeah.
wage, but they want to, I'm a coke dealer, I'm a crack dealer. The crazy part is they actually think it's cool because, they listen to all this music, and then you have these stupid ratchet, the girls from the hood. What do they follow? They follow these guys. They want men that are infamous or notorious.
Brother, you're
trash.
You're 25 and you're picking up your girlfriend from high school that's in like 12th grade. Like, just, you know, how you're not going to build a family like this, brother. Like, you
my God,
just
man.
finish your degree.
Listen, if that was the best advice I ever got years ago, is mind your surroundings, you'll live forever.
Yeah.
Literally, pay attention to everything that's happening around you. Everybody thought it. Like, you could use that as a street term, but realistically, what did it mean? Is take a look at everything that's happening around you. Always be mindful of it, and you'll live forever.
Absolutely.
Pay attention. Try to maximize on whatever you can. Business is business. And at the end of the day, all we're trying to do here is trying to be able to elevate and create and innovate every single day.
And you know what? On that note, like, for these kids that are, you know, drug dealing and doing things that they shouldn't, they're not trying to make a halal dollar. That stuff translates well to actual business. Like, if you can drug deal, which is a business, you know what I mean? There's margins and you're selling a product. You can do that legally, and you can actually build an actual business, you know, around those fundamentals. So it's like, why not just transition into a positive lifestyle? Take those elements and just build. You know,
what do they say? 97% of drug dealers make better businessmen.
Well, you know what I mean? They're out here. They're competing. There's competition, aka ops.
Oh my God, that's such a fact, though.
You know what I mean? There's margins. You're selling a product. You're making it for less, and you're selling it for more. You have clients. You build a client list. You're doing delivery to your clients.
You're running business.
It's a literal business.
Yeah.
So why not just transition that to a legal business and do the exact same thing, but now you can actually spend your money?
I love the fact that you just said that, and I'll tell you why they won't do it. It's because of the people that they're surrounding themselves with.
That just glorify.
Literally, I hate that word too, when they glorify the hood or the life.
Glorify that.
I hate it.
Oh my gosh. It's so sad.
I know, 100%. You see it. There's a lot of these guys have incredible amount of potential.
This comes back to what we said on that last episode when we talked about Bayshore, and you were like, well, how you feel about the change name. These guys are so prideful to living in the hood, living in the projects. That's all they want to be. That's how they want to be identified. It's not like a core village. Yeah, they transitioned. They're trying to, you know, leverage that name and you know, build money and renovate the community. No, it's like, no, I'm from Bayshore. You know what I mean? Fuck all that.
Like, sit down,
no,
bro.
like you're almost 30.
Sit down.
You need to live in a condominium. You know what I mean? Or just buy a house in the suburbs. Like, we're in Ottawa. You don't have ops. You just have people jealous of whatever lifestyle you're trying to build, and it's horrendous. So
you know, right, one thing I wanted to talk about. I was growing up in lower income neighborhoods, and one thing I'm a true believer of: the hood doesn't have a hold on you. You have a hold in the hood.
Absolutely. Because
in the end of the day, it's about your environment. You actually have the same opportunities as everybody else. Not maybe I don't give a fuck about across the world.
Yeah.
Speaking exactly from where we are here, let's say even Ottawa, even majority of Canada.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, we have a lot of perks compared to most other countries in terms of, you know,
social
free education. And when I say free, at least your post-secondary you have to pay for.
Honestly, it doesn't cost much.
You can do a student loan. You can literally, your high school is paid for anyways. That's by the taxes by the city. And the states, remember how you said when you went to New Jersey, you guys had to pay for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't free. It wasn't given by the government.
Unless you had a scholarship.
He didn't have nothing. He had a scholarship. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Anyways, what I'm saying is you have the same opportunities as everybody else. If the only difference is the people that you're surrounding yourself with. You know what? Let's hold on. Let's do it like this. obviously, if you come from a family of wealth, they've been taught things that you don't know.
Mhm.
The keys to the trade, the secret success, the sauce. They've been taught that. So even if you have somebody and you have this multi-billionaire's kid, he looks like an idiot, but 9 times out of 10 he'll still win. It's because there's still factors that they built into him at a young age.
Absolutely.
And groomed him to be there.
Yeah.
So the only disadvantage is they don't have that grooming skills or whatever.
Bro, you're right. Like these guys are
But
blessed.
if you're from the hood,
You can still build the sauce. You can still.
you want to
your own
be
sauce.
around the hood boys. You
Yeah.
want to go out. You want to be mischievous. You want to have fun. You want to see women. You want to fast life and fast cars. But the crazy part is half of these guys are what? They're 18, 19 years old.
There's
They're
nothing
getting
glorified with balling up beside the portables. There's no.
shot.
There's nothing great about that. You know what I
That's
mean?
a
There's
fact.
absolutely nothing great about that.
What
You're
I'm
right.
saying is make your own destiny. If you, like I said, have a mentor, do all this stuff. If you really want to get your family out of the hood, there's a couple guys I know that did get their family out of the hood.
Yeah.
And they're doing better than all of us put together nowadays. Why? Because they were focused. That's what it is. The hood doesn't make you.
No.
You make the hood however you want to be able to make it.
Yeah. You got
You
to
know what I
be
mean?
progressive, bro. You got.
And we're from the hood. We're saying the same.
Yeah.
We're saying the same message. We've elevated and we're out of there.
Yeah. Like you can't. It's crazy because we also coming from immigrants coming from overseas, whether it's Africa or Middle East or Southeast Asia. You get a lot of people that come to the projects, and they just stay in the projects.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to stay in the projects. You got families that have been there for 20 years. Habibi,
It's beyond ridiculous.
Habibi, you're supposed to be there for 3 years max. Set yourself up with
Get
khalas.
out.
That's it.
That's what my parents did.
Bro, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to, think, oh, this is great. I'm getting a free check and like rent is like $400. Clutch. I'm staying here forever.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to progressively build and then get out. And if your family was living like that, like a lot of families, you see that and you think, okay, I want more for myself. And you got to instill that in your children, obviously.
100%.
You get that bachelor's and you get that entrepreneur mindset and you look and build your wealth, practical wins. And you just got to want more.
Well, let me tell you a story of my dad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your dad's a man, by the way.
My dad is the freshest man. If God created 7 billion people in the world, there's nobody
Freshest
fresher
man.
than my dad. My dad
Nobody.
is the legend of all legends. Shout out to everybody's dads.
Yes.
But my dad is just the legend. What do you
Shout
want
out
me
to
say?
all the dads out there.
And my dad's name is Haroon. I love that man. How about I tell you? So we grew up in Shillington, right? So they started off Bell Street. My sister was born in 81. Bell Street. Anyways, they went from like Cambridge Street North, a bunch of shit areas, halfway houses around there and all that stuff. My dad was a super hard worker, the epitome of hard work. I remember growing up, I only saw my dad on Saturdays. My dad worked from 6 in the morning till 2 in the morning every goddamn day except Saturdays. Okay. One day, finally, my dad was able to save enough money to get us out of the hood. It's funny how my dad got us out of the hood, but we kept running back to it. Eh? Crazy. Anyways, my dad gets us out of the hood, and he was super, super happy. But at some point, my dad was on welfare. Right? So what did my dad do? He went back to welfare. He cut them a check of whatever X amount of dollars. He was on welfare. I think we were on welfare for like 15 years or something like that in total. And then my dad went back there, cut a check exactly for how much welfare gave him, the whole thing.
Yeah.
They looked at him. They were baffled. They're like, you're the only man that's ever came back that was on welfare for this amount of time that literally paid us back in full.
That's crazy.
It's all about the way you raise your kids.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
about
crazy.
you have to emulate. You have to give the example for the next generation to follow, even your kids. Imagine as an example, I see my father.
Yeah.
My father, that's what he did. You know what I mean? Always about an honest dollar, do good business. Don't screw over the next guy or whatever.
Yeah.
All these values. And at the end of the day, business before was built to be able to to build empires. And at the same time, it was to build families.
Yeah.
The problem is nowadays is you have a lot of these shady people that want a fast dollar.
Oh.
But what do? They rob the little guy, or they rob their friend or whoever it is.
You rob anyone.
Everybody's a culprit for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like predators. But the thing is business wasn't built for that. Business was built to elevate and build societies and build families. And what did they do? The greed kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll steal this, they'll overcharge you, they'll lie to you, they'll crook you, they'll do whatever. That's not how business was supposed to be. So when you have people like my father, in my eyes, he's the greatest fucking man. I don't give a shit anybody.
Great man.
When my son was born, I remember looking at my dad, and I just zoned out, eh?
Yeah.
And he's talking super fresh, bro. Beautiful mustache, hair slick back. Oh, there's not a hair out of place on this man.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember he was talking to me, he was saying something, and I just zoned out on him. And then he's like, Yussef. I looked at him like, hey, Dad, sorry, what'd you say? He's like, what's wrong with you? I looked at him, all emotional. I'm like, how the fuck am I ever going to be able to fill your shoes?
Oh, that's love.
Like, that's how much of an impact this man
That
made.
is love.
And I only got him 1 day a week, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever's a parent, like I said, 1 day a week, he made this kind of impact. Do the same for your children. Teach them real values. Teach them ethics. Teach them morals.
Mm-hmm.
Don't teach them to be tolerant of everything. You know what I mean? Stand for what you believe in. Stand firm for what you believe in.
You could be around your child 7
Don't
days
be
a
a
week.
coward.
You could be around your child 7 days a week and be with them constantly and give them no value. So
Absolutely.
it's about quality time, you know, actually being present with that child and present in the moment. A lot of kids are just, you know what I mean, to themselves, and like parents are just chilling, but you could just be there and be with the child and instill those exact values that you're saying. Because you obviously, you know, had that good value of time with your dad, and
100%. I only got him a day a week.
a day a week, bro. Look at you. Slick back, fresh, a nice beard. Come on.
I can't touch that man's
Come on.
shoes. Every parent's dream is to see their child better than them. I've never seen a man so revered.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Everybody loves my father. They speak incredibly highly of my father. But what I'm saying is this is the shit that we should... And even bullying.
Oh, my God.
One thing I really want to touch is, you know what? Don't be a goddamn coward. Even if you see a guy being bullied, fucking stand up for that guy. You know what I mean? If he's not standing up for himself, at least teach him. Teach him how to stand up for himself, you know? Whatever the method is. The problem is society is so garbage in a sense of, even in high school, the bullying went
You know,
back.
I have a story for that. This was like not too like long ago. I was with a friend downtown in Toronto, just like walking through, and I see this kid just sprinting. He's like running away from like a bunch of other kids, and I can't tell the difference whether they're playing around or if this guy's actually, you know, shook. Anyways, they make it to like a side street, and it's pretty crowded downtown, so people are watching this, and this kid just starts getting stomped on. People are, you know, they're jumping this kid. And I'm pretty far away. Anyways, I stop and I just yelled at the top of my lungs. I'm just like, hey, enough. Like, get off him. And these kids looked at me and he just started booking it.
The
And
crazy part is everyone else was holding out their phone screaming.
You know,
Lone
people
Star
weren't
or
even
some
like
shit,
holding out their phones. They were just like watching and they looked at me like, what the hell? And they kept going about their business. But that person that was with me looked at me and was like, why'd you do that? Like, that was embarrassing. Why'd you yell that loud? Like, everyone started looking in our direction.
That's embarrassing?
It's like everyone started looking at our direction. I'm looking at this guy like, what do you mean? I'm supposed to watch this like kid get jumped? Yeah, how are you not gonna say something? Like, yeah, but it's not your business. You know what I mean? Like, it's embarrassing to yell. Like, everyone's like gonna look at us. You know, there's no point in doing
I'd
that.
have cut him off on the spot.
Yeah, once he said that, I looked at him and I was just like, like that. I just really took that, really
Coward.
burned to my memory. I'm like, why? Like, how could you think any different? That's like seeing someone that needs help and just driving off.
It's wild, man. I even stop for how about I tell you? I even stop for the people that I see like a blown tire and shit.
Bro, last time I left your house, I was going through downtown and I saw this kid. His car was pulled off in the middle of the road, him and some girl. And I'm like, oh my God. And I get out and I'm like, what's going on? And this kid's like, help me. I don't know what's wrong with my car.
And then here, Malak El Gamal is here to save the day, eh?
Well, you know, I don't know much about cars. All I know is about my car. But I tried to give you a call, and I think you fell asleep at that point. But I called Sammy too. I'm trying to see, you know, what's going on because his car is not working. He's like, it just stopped.
Yeah.
Like, is your battery dead? He's like, shit if I know, you know. So anyways, I go to check. The battery's still working. I look at the front of the car. I end up calling someone. I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going on. Let me FaceTime you. Let me show you the engine. Tell me what you think might be the issue.
Yeah.
And it looks like he had no radiator fluid. So his engine was overheating and khalas.
So he had no coolant?
No coolant. And it's like 1 a.m. So there's no gas station nearby. He's like on Lee's, where Ottawa U is. And he's with this girl. And this girl is panicked, like, oh, I need to get home. I need to go home. I'm like, well, you're not getting home. Like, you got to, you know what I mean? Unless we figure out what's going on, you need to just take a breath, you know? And so my brothers tell me, listen, there's no coolant. This guy needs coolant. This car's not going anywhere. I'm like, shit, do I have coolant? And I go in my trunk, and subhanAllah, I actually have a full.
You're the only human being that carries coolant.
Bro, I couldn't believe it. Like radiator, like I was actually shocked.
What are you, military, bro? You just have literally a ration packs of every single.
Yeah, I guess I had a ration pack of coolant, and I had it in the back. And in my head, I'm like, man, this was expensive too. Like I'm driving a German. Like this car's like I don't. Anyways, I was like, whatever. I'm like, listen, bro, let's put some coolant in here and get you the hell out of here. But this thing's leaking for sure, so this is not gonna last. So I pour some in, and as I'm pouring it in, I'm watching it go out. It's pouring up from the bottom. So I'm like, like, what am I gonna? Anyway, so I put as much as I could. And I looked at this guy. I'm like, take her home. If she lives right here, take her home. Park your car. You're not making it to where you're trying to go. Because he told me he lives in like the east. I'm like, there's no chance you're getting
lived right there in those buildings?
She lived like 5 minutes away from where you were stopped at least. But he lived, I think, beside Blair. I'm like, there's no chance you're going to Blair, Habibi. Like, that's not happening.
Forget about it.
Park your car and Uber, but like this is enough to take you home. Okay. So then I got in his car, I turned it on, I got out, I said, yalla, drive. And I went on my way.
Isn't it, you know what's crazy? If you just think about it, isn't it baffling? Like if you just focused on your life, you wouldn't even have to worry about a situation like that because you can literally afford a tow truck.
But you know what? It's just
you
like,
can afford a cab.
You know what though? These were like kids. Honestly, like this guy was probably, he's probably like 19 or like 20. But you're right. It's that, you know, he's probably with this girl. He wants to have a good time.
Bro, I was 19 years old. I was 19 years old. I was making $8,000-$9,000 a month, selling goddamn cell phones, working 9 to 9, 7 days a week, from Monday till Sunday.
You can't sit here and think that everyone's gonna be built like that, bro. People, there are not a lot of people who are built like that.
You don't want everybody to be built like that.
No,
everybody has to play a role in life. Yeah. But I'm saying, even if you know what, like, look at my mother. My mother is incredible with her money. Mm-hmm. I'm dog shit with my money, or I was dog shit. I'm getting better now. It's all about financial literacy, bro. That's what I've been talking about finance. You know what's crazy? I never even graduated high school. I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast. But
yeah, I feel like you have a PhD, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I never even graduated. How about I tell you? I never graduated high school because I wasn't interested. You know, I didn't care about geography. I didn't care about a lot of this stuff. I cared about taxes, financial literacy, how to make money, how to do this, how to live a better life.
They should offer things like that.
They finally started talking about it now, but this is 15 years ago or whatever I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
that was the crazy part is you never they weren't even teaching real life skills to these kids. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm such a big advocate into this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not, listen, my problem is everybody talks about nowadays. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Listen, this phone just doesn't stop ringing.
We'll put it on silent. That's crazy. I can't believe that.
Put it on silent.
You tried to blame me for that last time too. Like that's crazy.
You know, my problem is a lot of the times, this phone call just threw me right off. You know, when you're on a perfect tangent and literally just throws you off.
Bro, with what you were saying.
What was I saying so I can get back to my tangent?
You were basically touching on the fact that, you know, high school and education like that is a great base, but it doesn't teach you all things in life, and it's not exactly practical. It's a good base of knowledge, but it's exactly that. It's a base. Like, you need to expand and you have to look at other things. They don't teach you taxes at least 15 years ago. They don't teach you things that are practical in the business sense. They just teach you how to find X, and you know, I haven't found X once.
And the biggest thing, sorry to cut you off, I have to cut you off. My biggest pet peeve is you were afraid of failure. Terrified. They made you so scared to fail about anything.
Yeah.
So what did they do? You cannot succeed to fail. You have to fail to succeed.
Amen.
They took that right out of them.
Write that down. Write that one down.
They took that right out of them. You have to fail to succeed. And
yeah.
That was the biggest thing. I used to get super annoyed about it. But it wasn't, you know what, forget, it's not even just about school. It was so many factors that I really wasn't interested.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to figure out life and how to get ahead. I'm not telling it, not everybody should be an entrepreneur. Not everybody should be a business owner. First of all, everybody plays a role in society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a reason why only 1% make it in the first place in this field.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. I'll tell you right now, it's not glamorous, nothing until when you actually make it. The grind itself, it's an incredible journey. It's an incredible journey. The amount of growth and shit that you learn.
Let's be honest. The grind is a grind.
Heavy.
And that's why the majority of businesses fail. People are not built to withstand that storm, bro. That is not a people after the grind. You can say, you know what, that was one hell of a journey, but that journey
During the journey, you're sweating.
Bro.
But you know what? The only thing I want to say, you know, good for anybody that wants to try, fail, and succeed. Do whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Don't talk shit about the employees.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because the thing is if it wasn't for the staff,
Nothing would happen.
they're the ones building your dreams.
Yeah.
I got Sean right now sitting back there. Big ups to Sean. What is he doing? Sean's recording the podcast. He's our content creator. He does everything for the podcast. He works from the bottom of his heart.
Would there be a podcast about Sean?
Sean is building my dream. Sure, he's part of the dream, but it was originally my dream. The vision was mine in the first place.
Yeah.
The problem is you have everybody that we've entered this time and age where everybody talks about getting the bag, getting the bag, getting the bag. Build purpose. Do something with purpose. Build purpose.
Absolutely.
Sure. Like I said, the only thing good about money is it helps you keep score. That's it.
Yeah.
It just helps you keep score. Do something with purpose. Do something from your heart. Work hard. And for everybody out there, stop talking shit about the guy that's I'm only looking for a guy that's 6'3", makes $300,000 a year. Forget about the little guy. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for all your staff, you'd owe it 100%.
And what are they offering? I'm just cute.
What about all? Forget about all that shit. But I'm saying, in the end of the day, what are you guys talking shit about the guys building your dream for, man? Show appreciation. Big ups to my stuff,
bro. In retrospective, the young bulls gotta stay hungry.
That's it.
They gotta grind and they gotta want more for themselves.
That's it.
The little guys getting bullied need to you gotta stand up for those guys. You gotta take care of those guys, and you gotta create a positive environment for all of us to grow. And third, gotta make some goddamn money out here, man. Come on now, we gotta work.
Man. You gotta be a winner. You know, you gotta be a winner. Listen, guys, we ran out of time, but you heard it here first. Join us back in the movement every Thursday at 7:00. If you enjoy what you see, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. We'll see you next time, guys.